I caught my wife whispering in the kitchen, her voice low and urgent, the kind of tone reserved for secrets you never want heard. I wasn't supposed to be home yet, but the meeting was cancelled, so I stood frozen in the hallway, just out of sight, listening as she said, "He'll be asleep by midnight. Pack light. I'll leave the back door open." My heart hammered so loud I thought she'd hear me, but she was too busy planning, meticulously, with our neighbor. The same neighbor who always offered to mow our lawn, who brought over beers and laughed too long at my wife's jokes. The next few hours were a blur of paranoia and disbelief. Every smile, every lingering glance between them replayed in my mind, suddenly sinister. I watched from the upstairs window as they exchanged texts in the driveway. She told me she was going to bed early, kissed me on the cheek like nothing was wrong. I lay there in the dark, pretending to snore, my ears tuned for the slightest sound. At 12:03 a.m., I heard the back door creak open, and soft footsteps on the tiles. I followed, barefoot and silent, catching them in the shadow of the garage, her suitcase already in the trunk of his car. She flinched when she saw me, but he just stared, jaw clenched, like he'd been waiting for this confrontation. I demanded an explanation, my voice cracking. She said she couldn't breathe in this house anymore, that she felt invisible, and suddenly every argument, every cold shoulder, every night she turned away made sense. He just put his arm around her and told me I should have seen this coming. But the real gut punch was when she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You never bothered to ask what I wanted. You just assumed I was happy." That was the twist of the knife, the realization that this wasn't just about cheating, it was about everything I never saw, everything I chose to ignore. As their taillights disappeared down the street, I was left with the echo of her words, wondering if I had been a villain in my own story all along.